Hey, thank you for joining us for episode 34 Full Banter Radio. As Kyle has paused mid-Rice Krispie bite.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Threw his shit out. Don't worry, we'll wait. Yeah, we're recording 2 weeks in a freaking row. I'm your host, Brad. Joining me as usual, Rice Krispie Treat down. As usual is the man who can't hold his Krispie Treats. That's Kyle.
Hi, who started early? I'm still eating. I'm sorry.
That's how we know it's Kyle.
Yeah. To my right is El Doors.
With a bigger foot than you.
With a bigger foot than me, aren't you, gangster?
I'm so gangster.
And Keith, who unfortunately did not bust his shin on the cinder block like we had hoped as he came back from the bathroom. But we'll get him next time. We'll move it on you next time, Keith.
That's how you know our production is high quality, because we got a cinder block in Keith's way.
Yeah, a cinder block in Keith's way behind the sheet.
What does that even mean?
Is this real life?
What?
Damn. Keith, will you close the curtain? You're driving me crazy. Thank you. Good job.
It didn't really do anything.
I'm just messing with
you. Fucking
Keith.
suck at this game, Keith.
So,
draw the curtain, Keith.
we gonna be talking about some video games, huh?
Are we?
What's a video game?
Keith, how you doing?
I've never heard of it.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Damn, gangsters.
Signature.
What is video game?
What is video games? How about what has everyone been up to in video games?
Just Eve still. More Eve.
Testing.
And Skyrim. That's all.
Testing,
Testing
1, 2,
the
3.
theories of everybody
Evolution.
saying that No Man's Sky is better than it was. And
Are you playing it or? Is that what you're saying?
well, yeah, I made a mistake of buying it digitally when it first came out.
So
I forever have it.
Oh, right.
So I was
You
like,
made the mistake. That's definitely a mistake.
I mean,
I made the mistake of ensuring that I can play something anytime I want. And
I made the mistake of
No.
making sure that if I want to go back to the game, I don't have to buy it again.
No, that's
What a
one
mistake.
I wanna, if I
That's
didn't
one
have it,
thing
I
that
wouldn't
was
have gone
nice
back
about
to it.
That's one thing that's nice about disc games is that you always had the ability to just like go sell it.
Trade 'em in for $1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
trade 'em in.
Trying to
Well, I
make for
mean,
$1,
if you
yeah.
bring enough of your old games back, you can get some.
I
You
definitely,
get
I
$5
definitely
for
did
7
that.
games?
And it's about as much as you're gonna get from them in general. Whatever.
Well, no, man.
You always get excited when you get like 7
I'm just gonna
bucks
say,
for a hot title. GameStop's a bitch.
I'm just gonna say one thing because I want to save the rest of it for another episode because I have not gotten as far as I want to before I criticize it again.
You can criticize it a little bit, but
Well, I'm gonna just say
Thus
so
far,
far
it's
it
not.
seems slow, and the game pickup from the start is still. It feels like slowed down more.
interesting.
I don't know.
I've never played it.
I didn't think it was that slow to begin with.
It's
No,
weird
it
that
was-
you've never played it because
I didn't
as
have
far as a space sim,
Yeah, well, I mean,
Like,
it was the
yeah.
flop of
Yeah,
it
touch
that
and
made me
shoes,
never
this
want to
is
play it.
annoying. Sorry.
I don't know, for some reason, because I don't pre-order a lot of games. There are very few developers that I'll pre-order from. Bethesda, mostly, right? Maybe Rockstar every now and then if it's a good enough game.
I got a surprise for you.
Red Dead. Oh, boy.
No.
Oh, boy.
Don't
No.
worry. I'll wait. What was his name?
you don't pre-order
You lost
shit.
me. Yeah, I don't
Besides
pre-order
Bethesda.
shit. So that I wasn't hyped on that game when it started. It seemed pretty cool. And I honestly,
I had never heard of it until I saw people posting pictures of stupid ass looking creatures.
I didn't get so hard
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
Space Simulator as I am now until after that game came out. Because I've only been playing Eve like really hard for about a year and a half now.
You lying ass bitch.
Well, no.
It's been your life for the last
Yeah.
20 years. You
You
don't even know what year it is, dog.
The game has only been online for
You don't
15
even
years
know what
already.
year it is, dog.
Dude, it's 2028. What do you mean?
What? Oh my god.
Also, another thing I don't like is they're way too sensitive with their name. Their when you choose a name, you know.
Well, you can't be Cum Guzzler 3000 one?
No, I mean,
I mean,
no,
I would
it's,
love
it's
to be
worse.
Cum Guzzler.
It's like I'm Centaur
3001.
69 on my tab.
Oh, and they don't like 69.
Yeah.
It's like really.
They must have changed that because I think I named one of my planets like Bitchville or something. Back in the day. And that planet is in there forever.
No,
People can find that
I
planet.
think you're right. I think there's less stringent. That's not the word I'm looking for. Strict about.
Strenuous, it like tires you out and shit. Like, God,
Okay, let's try to tell an Eve story. I'm gonna try to tell an Eve story, and we'll just cut this out if you can. I'll just try to make it kind of short. But it's just the only problem with Eve stories is it's hard for it to make a lot of sense because there's a fuck ton of context that's involved, right? So like I'm gonna say a bunch of things and you might not understand them, but we're gonna try it anyways. So I had.
Is this an experiment?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Is this an Eve experiment?
Eve experiment.
Eve experiment.
Eve
Double mint
experiment.
gum.
So I had a fun adventure about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was probably the coolest shit I'd ever been through for, I don't know, in the last year or something like that. So what had happened is at the time I was living in Wormhole. I have 2 characters. Right? I can have them on at the same time, right? And I use one as eyes for the other one, and we do stuff together. We fight people and we make money and all that good stuff. So I was.
He says "we" like it's stupid.
Yeah, well, it is. It's 2 of my characters, 2 personas. I've lived two lives in the game, right? I'm role playing 2 people, and so I'm in a wormhole, and in these wormholes, the connections they can be changed and moved around because you can just put enough mass through the connection, moving ships back and forth to close it out. Right, so I was trying to get myself a new connection to somewhere else by doing that. And I accidentally left one of my characters inside on the wrong side of our wormhole with no way to get out. So in Eve, to move around these wormholes, you have to be able to scan them down. You have to have the right module on and ammunition, probe scanners and shit. To be able to find those connections, the wormholes, the signatures in the systems. So I had left this guy in a really expensive ship. It was a 1 billion-isk Legion, which is a Tech 3 cruiser. Billions and billions. And it's like one of the most expensive ships I fly. $1 billion. I don't fly almost no ship that costs $1 billion-isk. It's a lot of fucking isk. For me at least. So this guy is stuck in a $1 billion-ish ship in a wormhole, and there's nobody home, right? So people can live in these wormholes, but in this one, there are people that live here, but they're Russians, and they're not on that much, right? So I'm just kind of like on every day. I'm inside this wormhole. I'm just looking for friends. I'm looking for somebody to help me get out. I need somebody's help to get out. Somebody has to get me a connection. If they let me into their fleet and let me warp to them so I can get to a wormhole to get out. And I sit in there and I tried to message a couple dudes that I see online a couple times. They don't reply to me ever. I send them mails. I send a mail to the corporation of the people that live there. I'm fucking stuck in this wormhole and nobody is helping me. There's nothing I can do. And with my other character, I'm furiously scanning, trying to find the wormhole that I'm stuck in. But there are like 30,500 wormholes, something like that. So
billions and billions
the chances
of
are pretty fucking the
shrapnel
chances
and
are pretty low, right? I do what I can to minimize the options and everything, but dude, it's just hard to find a specific hole because I'm in a very specific hole. I'm stuck
what
in
kind of hole you looking for, Kyle?
You stop finding the wrong hole.
And there's nothing I can do in there. There's only things I can warp to are stations that the people own and like the sun and and I can warp to these combat sites that will kill me because they're I'm in like a really hard type of space. So I'm stuck in there for 6 fucking days. 6 fucking days I'm stuck in this goddamn wormhole.
In real life, mind you. He never left his chair.
6 days. He's absolutely right.
He did not go to work.
I had the battle bottle right next to me the whole time. It was sick.
The battle bottle.
No, every time I got on, because since I have 2 characters, right, I'm not completely out of shit to do. I can do other things on my
I can just continue to scan holes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did that for a little while, and I did other things too to make money and stuff. I was trying to look for myself, but it wasn't working. And there's a service that you
can find yourself.
Kyle's trying to find himself.
I'm trying to find myself. There's a service I can use.
Find yourself.
Called the Eve Scout Enclave. It's a group of players that all they do all day is just scan wormholes. They just explore, because you can make a fair amount of money by doing this too, if you know what you're doing. So I've got people looking for me. I'm just fucking stuck trying to talk to the people. On my 5th day, I finally come across a couple of these guys doing a combat site in battleships. And so I'm in a cruiser, and the way that the class of ships goes is frigate, destroyer, cruiser, battle cruiser, battleship, right? And there's a few more that are bigger. That's irrelevant right now. So I'm in a cruiser, but it's a Tech 3 cruiser, right? So it's kind of advanced. It can basically beat up any cruiser below it. And these guys are shipped up about 2 ship classes for me. They're in battleships and Ravens, and 2 of them. And so they're doing a combat site, and they're like cheesing the shit out of it, right? Where they go in, they shoot a few shots, kill one thing, warp out. So I timed this perfectly to get them both on grade at the same time, and fucking ninja scram them and start taking them down. And so at the time, I don't know what they're flying and I don't know what they're capable of. They didn't do shit. I just straight killed them. Because they were like possibly AFK, but this fun thing about Eve is at that time in that moment when I was fighting those guys, the
wormhole.
Well, I was in a wormhole. Yes, I was.
Oh, they came into the wormhole.
No, well, they live in the wormhole. They just won't talk to me. Like, and there's a language barrier. There's a language barrier there too. They're Russian, and so I'm typing up messages and I'm translating them into Russian and then sending it to them, and they're still not replying to me. So. They made me mad, and they were vulnerable, so I decided to fucking kill them. Right? Anyways, what I was saying is, the reason I love this game so much, because in this moment, it is me in one ship, and I have only this option, and 2 of these guys, and they might have a bunch of friends. I don't know all of this. I don't know a lot of things. Right?
The wormhole's gonna kill you.
God damn it. And my fucking heart is pumping, dude. I had, like, the coolest experience, the coolest 1v2 I've ever taken in my Eve career. You look back at the kill melts though, and you're like, no wonder I killed them, because they were shit fit as shit. It was hilarious. They were just fit to auto target things and shoot from like 300 kilometers
I love
away.
that statement. They're shit fit as shit.
They're shit fit as shit. Shit fit. Yeah, it's a Eve thing. Shit fit. But I was just so proud of myself. I'm lost in this wormhole. I ain't got shit to do except I can kill these guys who won't talk to me. Yeah, fuck you guys.
I thought you were going to tell the story about when you got out.
And so that was on the 5th day. That was on the 5th day.
Day of wormhole. My true love finally found me.
On the 6th day of wormholes, finally, I see probes on D-scan, on directional scan. I can see things around me, so I can tell.
They scanning.
I can tell when people are scanning.
Nuts.
They were scanning D's nuts. No, there was an explorer from low security space was there, and I talked to him, and I tried to reach out to him in a local chat, because there's multiple chat channels. There's the local for the system that you're in. And I talked to him on there, and I'm like, dude, I'll give you some money. I'll give you 200 million IS to get me the fuck out of this hole right now. So he invites me. He gets me a bookmark. He gets me an exit 5 jumps away from where I live. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I'm fucking out. I just killed 2 battleships yesterday. My ship is intact. Let's fucking go home. Yes, 5 jumps. So I'm jumping. And on the very last jump into the system that I live, I get caught in a fucking gate camp, and I've lost my billionist ship that I fucking tried so hard to get out of the fucking wormhole. Go!
Because he was too excited to go home.
It was true. I was so excited. I was just like in chat channels just fucking yelling and screaming and being so excited. And I wasn't paying attention to what was going on around me that much. And I made a pretty critical error, too. I didn't cloak. I could have burned off and cloaked, but instead I tried to burn back to the gate, which was the wrong move, because they had webs, obviously. There was like 6 of them or some shit like that. So like, when you come out of the gate, you land, like, 10 or 12 kilometers off it or whatever, and you have to burn back in. It takes a second. And I'm in a medium-sized ship, so it takes me a second. So they wet me down, they fucking kill me. I'm like, ah! But I didn't think to, like, just fucking burn off and cloak, dude. That's all I had to do. I have a fucking covert op cloak. All I have to do is burn, cloak, warp the fuck away. I could have saved my ship, but I was so fucking excited, and I just panicked. And again, in that moment, my fucking heart started pumping. Oh my god, what do we do? And I have a small amount of options, right? I can shoot at tackle. I can maybe kill something before I die. That's really about as much as I can. So I'm just like overheating my guns on the closest tackle to me. It didn't matter though. I died in seconds, and I was very sad. And I forgot to use my drugs too. If I had used my drugs, I'd have got better tank. Ah, god damn it! I was so mad.
I didn't take enough drugs.
I didn't take all my drugs. God damn it. Woo!
Yeah,
But that was
You got
that was
problems. I think we need to
that was one of my
finally
most
got to
exciting
tell
Eve adventures.
An Eve story.
Well, I mean, I would like
It
to
was
tell.
exciting.
I have more Eve stories, right? Like the story of my alliance in the nullsec system that we've been in for the last 3 or 4 months. We've just been in some fucking crazy combat. We've been fighting for probably 3 months straight, like basically every night, fleeting up in big ass fleets to take on these guys that are aggressing us, and just for the lulz. They're just like a meme culture. All they do is they get on Reddit, they talk shit about us, then they come fight us, and then they get on Reddit and talk more shit. But there's a give and take. Like, we really held our own against these people, and we pushed them back. We won that fight. It was pretty amazing. Anyways.
The fuck, bro? You only got one.
What?
You only get one story.
Well, I
asshole.
paraphrased.
I don't think that's paraphrasing.
I mean, I guess that was the summary-ish, whatever, of kind of what I've been doing in Eve. I live in null security space, and I fight for my alliance.
Dumb memes.
I fight for my alliance.
Federation
Dummies.
Uprising. 07.
I just played by my lonesome on Path of Exile. And got an Exalted Orb today. That was
Yeah.
pretty
I
You got an Exalted
I
on like
get- I-
5-6 days in a league or some shit like that?
Yeah, it's more than that, but
I play on my PS4 with my roommate's controller because both mine don't charge anymore.
Wait, what are you playing? What the fuck? Did you just go off topic right now?
I was talking about my Exalted Orb.
Well, we were talking about how we
the
play,
Exalted
so I
Orb
decided to throw
drops.
in how I
The Exalted
play.
Orb drops, and
Because my
the
computer sucks
shaper
and my
says
fucking
Exalted
controllers
Orb.
died.
And the shaper says Exalted.
Exalted
Yeah, both you
Orb.
guys were just talking right there. This will make for good radio.
I know, fucking Keith talking over me.
Um,
No.
What level are you?
84?
So you're mapping right now? You dropped it
Yeah.
out of maps?
Yeah, I've done like 40 maps so far.
What tier?
But nothing highest I've done is 7.
Tier 7?
Yeah, but nothing has given me a real challenge up to this point. Early on I dropped a Poet's Pen, sold that for 25C.
Nice.
And then just today I got another Poet's Pen I sold for 25C.
Nice!
Yeah.
I haven't, I guess I looked at League starter builds. Like, that's usually the first thing I do when a League comes out. I look at League starter builds, and if I see something I like, then I'll play, but I didn't see anything this time. I haven't been playing.
You know what? They changed Charge Dash
Really?
to be like more effective and shit like that. Be an
What do you
actual
mean?
skill you can fight with.
Instead of like a 3-charge bullshit kind of thing, is it still a charge base?
No, not Flame Dash. I'm talking that electric
Oh,
one that you wanted to try out.
Oh, so it's
That's
better.
now-
Is
yeah.
there a viable build that you can?
I don't know. You gotta make one.
Well, I'm not really great at theory crafting for Poe because I don't play as much as you, but that's why I just like to use other people's builds. I'm bad at it. What about you?
Yeah.
What have you been building lately?
What have I been building? I haven't really been building.
What have you been playing, Steve? I know what you've been
A little
playing.
bit of this, a little bit of that.
What?
Same thing
I've never
you
heard of
played
that game.
last week.
Yeah, play more Dark Souls Remastered.
Dark Souls?
This dude was just like, he's just like non-stop on that shit.
It's
How many
fun.
times you gonna play
It's
Dark Souls?
fun.
You are cray cray.
It's super fun. What else have I been playing? I've been playing other stuff too. Random Isaac on the Switch. Because there's like a million items you have to unlock. And since I've started over on the Switch,
I think you have a problem.
I have to re-unlock all the good stuff.
I think you have a problem.
You got it on the
I just gotta
Switch
unlock
now,
everything.
too?
Ah.
See, the Xbox version doesn't have all the DLCs. The Switch one does.
I just got 100% every game. Da.
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 On the da.
All that stuff come from the guy that plays one game and one game.
What are you talking
only.
about? Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
achievements.
So let's talk about some new game happening.
What?
We got what E3? What starts
E3
tomorrow?
is coming.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Bethesda's tomorrow.
Saturday.
Yep.
Tomorrow
Bethesda-
for
no,
us,
Bethesda's
not
Sunday.
tomorrow. It'll have been
But done and
2
over with.
weeks from
I'm most excited for
Done and over
Bethesda.
with. By the
from
time
us
this
talking
podcast
right
comes
now.
out.
Yeah, the podcast.
I'm gonna look up what the E3 schedule right now. I'm curious. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
look at that.
Okay, so we got some. Since by the time this podcast drops, we have any predictions of what we want to see at E3?
Oh, well, here's another thing. So
We'll see how right we
here's
are
something
with
that I hope they show. And Kyle, you were talking about how you like Bethesda.
There's
been some rumors for a while about a space RPG from Bethesda. called like Stardust or something like that.
That mixes Kyle's
Hopefully
favorite world.
It's
Or
like
dope.
Skyrim, Fallout, only in space.
Well, see, okay, here's the thing you're missing. It's not the space as much as I like the single shard community experience. That's why I like Eve so much.
But you like Skyrim, right?
I do like Skyrim.
Imagine a Skyrim
Dragon.
Fallout
Skyrim in
RPG only in space.
That would be pretty fucking sick.
right. You go on like different planets and shit.
I would play
or
the
maybe,
shit
like
out of that.
space stations and stuff.
I don't think that would happen.
There's rumors they're working on
I don't know.
unannounced projects.
Here's the thing: is
besides-
Bethesda makes all kinds of other different types of games too. I don't think it's. They might make a
But it
space
is
game, but
rumors
I don't think
it
it'll
is rumor of being a space RPG.
be like Fallout or Elder Scrolls. I don't think.
Bethesda's. So we
This is
have
Sunday, right?
we have Electronic Arts on Sunday. We have Microsoft and Bethesda, and I don't know who Devolver Digital is. Devolver Digital on Sunday. Did I say Sunday
and
first?
Square Enix on 11th.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
gonna be Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's Kingdom Hearts.
are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Are you fucking
haven't
kidding
seen
me right now?
You haven't
gameplay
seen
yet?
any of the gameplay for that?
No, are
Dude,
you
they got a
fucking
toy.
kidding me right
They
now?
got a Toy Story world.
Dude,
Sora's like a
amazing.
toy, and he's
When
like
did they
beating
release
shit out of
these?
people with this.
These videos, dude. After this podcast,
Yeah, watch them.
When did they
We
release
will-
this?
we will show it to you. It is amazing. The gameplay.
I can't
footage.
wait
So
for Kingdom
good.
Hearts. I'm such a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, man. I
Yeah,
played.
boy.
I
Did you beat one?
I
and
didn't
two?
play any of the
Okay.
I beat 1 and 2. I did not play any of the Game Boy or like any
Yeah,
of
no,
the
they
like
did
1.5s or
in
the
between.
Redux or
If
whatever.
you had a
I've never played any of
PS4,
those.
you could get the HD. What's it? Kingdom Hearts HD remake or
It was like
whatever.
1.5 and 2.5.
2.5, and it fills all those. It's like one big long game of all of
Oh,
them.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would. Oh yeah.
So
E3
yeah,
is such a grand time.
The
isn't it, you
Bethesda
guys?
conference, they could kill everybody. They could beat everybody if they just
Elder Scrolls 6.
did more. Yeah, more than just because obviously they're
Fallout
going to do a new
76.
expansion for online for Elder Scrolls Online, and then Fallout
Heard of it.
76. But if they add, like, anything else-
they already have an expansion coming out right now. It's not. They don't need to
But
announce
yeah, they're
that.
going to show not announce, but they're going to show more stuff about it.
No, that's coming out in a few days. They don't need to.
I don't know.
They probably will do something. Who cares? I don't
Show
care
off.
about any of that. I care about Fallout 76. I
And Elder
am
Scrolls
really
6.
excited to find out
Yeah,
what
look
it's
at
going
this.
to
What
be.
if they're
Elder
like-
Scrolls 6 is not getting announced this year. Come
Yeah,
on.
it is.
They totally
Oh, yeah, it is.
could. They
Yeah.
totally
I think
could.
it's been a long enough wait.
I think it's fair to say they might announce 76 and it's going to come out in the Christmas season like they do with Fallout 4. So that would be pretty sweet. I'd be stoked on that.
I am predicting they will tease something about Elder Scrolls 6.
Or just
They will
another
do a
game.
little
And also, there's a
teaser trailer.
Rage 2. They're gonna have that announcement.
Oh,
That's
fuck
already been
that.
confirmed.
What's
Like
it?
that
Rage
Rage 2.
2.
Rage
Oh,
1 was
okay.
awful. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
but that and then something else.
There was something Bethesda said years ago where people were like, "Where's the new Fallout? Where's the new Elder Scrolls?" And they're like, "We're not a 2-item vending machine." And I'm like, "You probably should be."
What they said, another thing that they said though is some people asked, "Are they working on Elder Scrolls 6?" And they said, "Of course we're working on Elder Scrolls 6, but it's a long ways away."
But that was years and years ago.
That was
How
like 2
many
years
years
ago.
2 years can be considered.
How long
a
did
long
they?
ways.
Do you know how long they took to make Skyrim?
Like 5 years, wasn't it, or something like that?
It's
Between
been-
Skyrim
Imagine
and
they'll add like
Oblivion?
2 years, 3 years to that production time.
It's
Maybe.
been like 7 years since Skyrim came out.
It's
11.
They should announce it. They really should.
Was when
announce it.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been way
Skyrim.
too long. No, like if you're a true Elder Scrolls fan,
That's
you'd,
okay.
ESO isn't really enough.
That's okay though, I think, right? Because Skyrim's still such a success.
Yeah.
Right? It still sells.
You're gonna
Still
announce
sells.
that you can
It
play
still sells,
Skyrim
but the
on your Pip-Boy
storyline-
in Fallout 76.
That'd be
But
kinda
like
cool.
the storyline, it kind of sucks when it just ends at that really, because everything else, it's like people add their own stories to it to kind of predict where it's gonna go or just make it a fun thing. But I don't know. I love when stories continue, especially when they're about a whole fucking world. It's just
What?
what are those brand new shoes?
This motherfucker just took off his schnoo. He stuck it in his motherfucking face, and he took a fat ass whiff.
I was
You
just
love yourself a little bit
confirming. I was
too
just
much?
confirming that my feet do not stink as always.
Yeah, Nintendo, they're on what, Thursday?
Nintendo's
No, so hold on.
on
Let's
Tuesday.
keep going down the list. After
Square Enix, Ubi.
we got Ubisoft. Who cares about
PC.
Ubisoft?
Oh wait, no,
Gaming
there's
show,
something that
Sony.
Ubisoft is working on that looks crazy.
What, Far Cry 6?
Oh no, Anthem, right? That's BioWare, right? Because BioWare's Ubisoft. No, the Anthem's EA.
Make
What's
up
Ubisoft?
your fucking mind.
What am I thinking of Ubisoft?
EA gets the whole first day
I don't give a shit about EA.
for what, like
Anthem.
EA hasn't
Anthem
made
is
a game that I would
microtransactions.
play.
Anthem, EA's making their own Destiny. That's what Anthem is gonna be. It's gonna be just like Destiny.
Oh, well, it's
Same
gonna-
formula.
It's gonna flop.
I don't know. Destiny 1 didn't flop.
That was Destiny 1. How did
All
Destiny 2
games
do?
these days flop.
That's not true.
No games
Well,
these
obviously.
days flop.
Obviously,
big
but
thing, they
Shitty or
sell
not
something
even
it
even if it's
seems
shit.
like every game
Not even-
that comes out is shit.
Oh.
Fortnite.
But they still sell like 1 million copies, a bazillion.
Well, it's
copies.
A
because
bazillion?
billion.
the
Oh my
gaming
God.
industry is the largest freaking
Exactly.
entertainment
It's not a
industry
flop
ever.
if you sell, even if it's shit if you sell 1 million copies.
Well, what I mean by that is, I don't give a fuck. Because, I guess the Destiny formula is alright. Again, what I really loved about Destiny was the raid and the requirement for cooperation. The 6-person raid is the best thing.
Have you seen?
It's
Have
the
you
best
seen
shit.
anything
It's
on
the coolest
Anthem?
thing. No.
Imagine instead of the Guardians, like where they have superpowers, it's all about mech suits, like suits that give you these powers. Like they show this gameplay where the guy is like targeting, and like one enemy comes running down, and then like 20 more enemies come running down this hill after him, and then he just like stands up and like Sam come out of his shoulder, and like he targets all of them, and just fucking a barrage of missiles just kills all of them. And it's like, and it's actual, and they showed that in actual gameplay footage, and like the shooting mechanic looks a lot like Mass Effect, like
That
that
sounds
the
fun.
third person
That sounds-
kind of thing.
Well, I mean, it sounds cool, right? But, like, how they present it could really... What the fuck are you doing?
He's looking up B3 shit.
Are you for real right now?
What?
Why are you looking at Reddit?
When is it not an ideal time to look at
I
Reddit?
agree.
I'm not gonna say that I don't look at Reddit all the fucking time, because I do. Reddit is the reason my shits take 45 minutes to an hour.
Also, the reason EA has that whole day is because they're probably gonna have a bunch of Battlefield 5 gameplay. They've got Anthem. They got I don't know what else. All kinds of shit. They make
So,
games.
speaking of which, Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
That was one game we didn't talk about.
I meant
last
to,
week.
yeah, when I was talking about Call of
Oh, that
Duty. I
they-
meant to switch
So,
up
did
announced.
you see the trailer for that?
I haven't seen anything
The
new.
Battlefield 5 trailer. Canned chick.
Yeah, okay, so people are freaking out about this shit where there was a French soldier, a French female soldier who has not really mechanical, but she's got like
A robot.
yeah, like a I guess mechanical is a
It's
a
like
fake arm. It's like a
steampunk.
hook. Yeah.
Steampunk, like futuristic steampunk.
Not really.
Theme.
Not really. It's
What the fuck are you
Someone
talking about?
said the theme, the Battlefield 5.
No, it's not.
No, he's talking about a particular person that
Yeah,
had some
in the
controversy.
Okay, I got you. I was just trying to
Oh.
set the picture for
Kind of.
what's going
I
on
guess
with this
the
chick.
arm kind of looks like if you could kind of think, hey, that kind of looks steampunky because she's got like basically a mechanical arm, and it's set in World War II. But those actually existed. Like people looked it up, but it doesn't make
People
any
looked
sense
it up.
because
Someone
Well,
went
no,
ahead
like-
of them before they looked it up and wrote, "Yep, they had robot arms in
No,
World War
That was
II."
the thing.
no,
There's
no,
a blueprint here. They clearly used them.
no,
Get to the point.
It's not as futuristic as he's making it seem. It's just like a normal mechanical arm.
Get to the point.
But yeah, people are losing their shit because they're like, it's a woman in World War II in combat, and she also is missing an arm, which anybody missing an arm wouldn't be in combat anymore.
Okay, that's dumb because
But
from
that's
what
what
I
people are
saw
freaking
clearly, that is not World War II from this Earth.
It is World War II.
No, that is an alternate themed.
That's what it
War
is. That's
game
what
or
Battlefield
whatever.
always has been, is an alternate, like,
No.
yes!
Well, okay, I get where he's coming from. Battlefield has always been very true to form, true to real life form in a lot of ways. There's basically no room for extending reality or belief or whatever. You know what I mean? They've always been very true. So this, I understand where you're coming from. Like, these things didn't exist. It's not historically accurate. That's the
well,
problem, right?
I mean, okay, so like Battlefield 1, people are like, there was no automatic weapons in Battlefield 1. And Soldier wasn't running around with like an automatic assault rifle.
Is there automatic?
All the stuff that they put in there was they outright said it themselves. It's from an alternate timeline where all these experimental weapons were actually used.
You know, listen to the words I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is it's not World War II of our time.
It's not supposed to be.
That's what I'm saying. This is alternate.
World War II simulator.
This is Mad Max in World War II.
It's not that. It's not Mad Max though. It's just.
It is.
It's all
Mad Max style.
A fucking video game, all right?
Right?
They're allowed to suspend belief.
I'm not complaining about it. I'm just telling you what it is. If you watch it,
you guys are
why you think it's
weirdos.
Mad Max.
You guys are arguing.
What they were doing
shit,
with that trailer was trying to show every aspect that's in the game.
Why are you defending this trailer?
So wait, what's the problem?
Because people are losing their shit about the trailer, and it
I'm not
pisses me off
saying it's dumb. I'm just saying that it's Mad Max.
People are mad because there's a woman in World War II who doesn't have an arm.
Who's missing an arm, who's in combat, and they're like, none of that makes sense. And
Kyle's
it's like, oh shit, it's a video game.
Kyle's like, call me back, we'll figure this thing out.
But yeah, and people are like, oh look, my Battlefield games because they were realistic. Battlefield was never fucking realistic.
No, well, I think it was.
No, it wasn't.
I mean,
it's an arcade shooter just like every other game.
To a lot of points,
aside from them adding automatic guns, how is it not?
Right. So, and that's a
Are
little
you saying
bit
Call of Duty's realistic?
Nobody said that.
Nobody.
We're talking about Battlefield. We're talking about Battlefield very specifically. They've always been very true to form. Always very accurate.
I mean, you would think that, but
maybe not in the gun selection,
not,
right? Maybe not in the gun selection, but this is
okay, yes, they will make changes to the way things work to make it more fit to
but not the way like the reality of the thing.
Yes, they're not going to change the entire theme though.
So you're saying it's realistic in the sense that it's
a either a modern war game that everything, looks maybe the
like
historic, not
like physics work how physics should, that kind of thing.
Well, we're not going into the realm of physics, but yeah.
But I don't understand how you guys think Battlefield is realistic though, because it's just an arcade shooter. It's like
even we're not saying it's realistic. We're just saying that it tries to stick to it.
Everything that exists in the world is supposed to be there as we understand it.
Yeah.
Right. And in this new game, a woman with no arm in combat in World War II does not fit in with our perception of reality, right? That's not what happened back then. That's why it's not historically accurate, and Battlefield has always been, in my opinion, pretty fucking close to historically accurate.
Basically, the new game is leaning further away from reality than previous games.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the person.
Not that there's not that there's anything wrong with it. That's just an observation.
This is where the social justice warrior bullshit starts to.
What? No, hold on.
No, they're trying to hit that into there. Like that's what it seems like.
Well, obviously there are those people that are like, I don't want a female in my war game. Just like crazy people like that. But
because
I think people speak up. A lot of people are saying what you guys are saying, that it seems like it's getting away from the realism that Battlefield had. But in my opinion, having played a lot of Battlefield, I don't think it was never like the realism was like immersive, and I was like
in some ways.
To me, it was always just like
it wasn't. You weren't in space though. You weren't out in outer space or something. You weren't.
When you play the campaign, I think that's where that part of it shines most, because you only have limited access to things, and there's not like bazillions of machine guns over. I don't know.
But there was bazillions of machine guns.
The problem with that is it wouldn't be any fun if there weren't any automatic weapons, because that's what we like.
Yeah, but that's why they were saying, they did it in a way that did somewhat follow, where it was all these experimental weapons, and they're like, yeah, it's an alternate.
We're talking about Battlefield 1 now, right?
Yeah.
Where there was a shit ton of... So there's a lot of weapons, right, in Battlefield 1, but realistically they probably use, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 weapons, actually, in combat.
Yes, yeah.
And there's, probably a fuck ton more than that, right? Is that what we're saying?
Billions.
Well, I mean, standard, probably a lot less. It's probably there's 30, 40 weapons in the game compared to they only use 10 different weapons.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, World War
I was
One.
really
I think it's
World War
Broad
One. They were all
Broad
using
English.
like the basic shit, like real.
What is the basic shit?
Basic
I have
bitch.
no
What was
fucking
it?
idea.
What was it?
M1.
World War One. Yeah, an M1.
I know a Mosin Nagant is a fucking.
That was
weapon
like
they
one of the
would've
only
used.
snipers. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
I
actually that was
believe
mostly
those
World War
were
Two.
all World War II. These guns.
No,
you're
the
talking about.
M1 I think was in World War One. It was like the standard
I
issue
have
of
no
World War
idea.
One.
That's so funny. A bunch
Well,
of
it
idiot
depends
gamers
on
talking
also-
about
I think they
fucking
still
guns.
use the M1 a lot because it's a good sniper.
Anyway, we can move on from Battlefield.
That was
What is something
That
that,
was
you would love to see announced at E3?
a good Fallout 76. I'm nervous.
Okay, not something that we already know is happening. Something random off the walls, like a sequel to a certain game that you played back in the day, or a new type of game or something from someone.
I don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought into that. What about you? You got something?
I'm breaking what I just said, but I would love to see Fallout 4 on the Switch.
Maybe.
Right? Maybe.
Just more games on the Switch in general.
Well,
like good games.
Look,
I
if
don't
you're
know.
having troubles with your Switch, if
Okay.
you're not like getting enough entertainment value out of it, give it to me.
Okay, I take that back. I want to see a Call of Duty on the Switch. One of the older ones, like Black Ops.
I would. What was it? Modern Warfare, dude.
Modern Warfare,
Obviously.
yeah.
That's the
Modern
only
Warfare
good one.
or Black Ops 1.
That was like.
I would love on the Switch. That's what I would
Such
love
a-
to see.
Really?
Yeah. Weird.
Black Ops 1 would be a good one because it doesn't have the.
Yeah, I guess.
You still, but it has the expansions to the zombies.
You don't want to play zombies on the Switch?
No.
Yombies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Play that on.
I'm with Brad on this one.
Let's see Left 4 Dead.
Zombies.
Conan Exiles on the Switch. I just want games like that. Some of the games that I love playing, I want them on the Switch so I can have them portable.
The Switch, I don't think is for that type of game. I feel like the Switch is for some Mario Party, some Mario Kart.
Okay.
That's what the Switch is.
Yeah, but
I don't feel like you should be even playing like Doom and stuff on the Switch. That doesn't fit for me. Like
What?
Wolfenstein and Doom are on
You're
the
crazy.
Switch. but-
It's a
I don't.
fucking,
Here's the thing.
It's
is,
a computer that can play games.
That's the
dude. Who
thing
cares
is
what you're playing?
we want to get away from only being able to play these stupid little party games on a Nintendo console.
But that's what it's
especially
for.
the
I don't
nice
want-
portable one.
I can
No,
see-
why does it have to be for that? We don't want it to be for that. We want to be able to play big boy
I think-
games on it.
Well, I could see why they wouldn't want to go that because I mean.
I just feel like it doesn't have the processing power to play the big boy games. So it's
Well,
always
yeah,
gonna
I
be
think it
lesser
does.
quality.
I don't think that's the issue.
No,
That
that
is
is
the
that
issue.
is
That's
a
fine.
big
You have a
issue.
small screen like that. I don't need the highest quality. It's still higher than Nintendo's
Yeah.
ever done. So
It's not gonna like Black Ops 1. I don't think it would have a problem playing Black Ops 1.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Or Marrow.
it would be Black Ops 1 like it
Marrow
was
in?
when
You
it
like
came out.
Marrowing on your
we'll get Marrow in.
on your Switch? A little
I think
bit,
it's
a
fine.
little
for
bit of
those games.
Mario 64. Oh my
What
god!
about Fallout
Can you
3?
get-
You want Fallout 3
Yeah,
in
I think
Vegas?
Fallout 3 would work pretty good on them. RPGs, I think, are even if like Fallout because it's a shooter RPG. I think that would be
Yes.
okay.
Oh, it was bad
Because the
shooter though.
The
It was
yeah,
really
because the
bad
controls are okay, but like a first-person shooter, like arcade shooter, like Call of Duty or something, I don't know. I feel like the controls are just made for those little party games and stuff like that. They're not made for shooters. They're not made for having to do
Can't
those
you?
quick.
They make
adjust
controllers
those.
though.
I have a controller for it, but
Get down,
See, this is the
Sebastian.
thing. It's such a easy system to switch. I mean, that's its freaking name. You could get. They could come out with the controllers for the game with it.
I would like to see Xbox or my.
The joystick control or whatever you want to call it.
The Joy-Con.
Basically, whatever
What are
you
you
want to
trying
call
to
the
say?
gun handle part.
Whoa.
So so that it actually feels like a trigger. You know.
Oh, I don't. Who cares about that? I don't care about that.
are you
What do
talking
we-
about,
Is
like,
that the only thing
first-
I can see that would be the biggest argument?
You gonna
for
buy
that?
a Mario Kart wheel, Keith?
A Mario Kart wheel?
A
No.
wheel for the Joy-Cons. I think that's what he's talking about only with guns. Making a trigger seem like a real gun trigger.
Well, I mean, that seems like you're talking about the controls being awkward or something. But is the only reason why I
No,
can see.
controls are good.
Well, I mean, that seemed like his argument, though.
That was part of it. Another part is the processing power, because
Why are you so worried about the processing power?
you like all the new games and stuff like that. I feel like in comparison, right? You get a game on the Xbox,
Yes,
Xbox One X, right? And then that same game, like this is one thing that I'm concerned about with the Dark Souls remastered on the Switch, is I feel like it's going to be exactly the same as when it came out 10 years ago, only on the Switch, because the Switch doesn't have the processing power to make it look as good as the remaster does on
Skyrim for the Switch looks better than it did when it first released on the Xbox 360.
Why don't
the Switch is a more powerful console than the Xbox 360?
No, it's not.
Why don't you check the processing power of the fucking Switch versus the what's it called?
360.
Xbox One, or
Which I would agree. It seems very likely that the Switch can handle far more. I think maybe not a lot more, but more.
It doesn't have to handle the big boy games, but something like, that's come
What
out.
are these big boy games?
It handles stuff that's going to be on the PS4 or that's on the PS4, but PS5 I doubt it.
It can run those games. The little screen.
There's no PS5.
They're talking about a PS5.
There's no PS5.
The little screen is 720p.
I don't think that's a name, but
and it can run things at like 30 frames per second just fine. That is not a hard benchmark to reach.
That's not more powerful than Xbox One X, which runs stuff at 4K.
I didn't say the Xbox One X.
You just said the Switch is more powerful than the Xbox One X.
I said 360.
Well, I was talking about the difference between the Xbox One X and the Switch. Where did the 360 come in?
Why would you compare
You did not say the
those
Xbox
two?
One. You said 360.
Why would you?
Said 360.
No, I said Xbox One X.
You did, but then I switched to the 360 because why would you ever compare an Xbox to a Switch? Those are two different beasts.
Yeah, in the same generation.
Then why would they have the same games on them? My concern is that
because
it's going to look way worse.
Consumer thing,
the Switch doesn't have to run that as powerful.
We talked about this last week.
It's a portable console with a smaller screen.
We talked about this last week. Not everybody consumes video games quite like we do, where we really want good quality.
We don't need 4K quality of these games. They look good on that small screen at 720p.
They look amazing.
Yeah, I do agree that I still don't even have a 4K TV, so it's like what difference does it make to me?
Shit either. I don't even know what that's like.
There's no console as powerful as the Xbox One X. Why would I say the Switch?
The
PS4
PS4 is stronger, isn't it?
No.
Isn't it?
No. I think Xbox One X is the most powerful console. By a landslide.
So that was their remake some years later,
they said
right?
The parts
they
re-release. Right?
They
obviously had to beat the PS4.
They did some crazy shit with the Xbox One X. It is quite an investment for $500.
The One X though is pretty much the
pretty good 4K
what
gaming.
the PS5 would
There's
be.
no PS5.
They're going to make a PS5, but they're not sticking with this.
We don't know
like
shit
10
about
years,
in
dude.
10 years, Keith.
Do you know how long the 360 lasted?
That generation, every generation lasts longer. This one's got another 10 years in it, Keith.
At least.
If you're hoping for a PS4, you got a ways to wait, or a PS5, you got a ways to wait.
You got a long ways to wait.
Maybe they'll do a PS4 Pro Slim.
There you go. That'd be dope.
Actually,
or PS4 Pro Plus.
Pro Plus.
Or better yet, PS4 Prolapse.
Does it sit in your lap?
No.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, we'll go with that.
I would like to see Xbox or Sony put out a platform similar to the Switch. A more beefy handheld, man.
No, the Xbox and the PlayStation are, instead of going with handhelds, they're going with VR. They're getting into that because you got the Oculus for the Xbox and the PSVR. The Oculus is like one of the highest rated VR headsets. The only thing that beats it slightly is the Vive, but that's because the Vive has full room support, so you can walk around.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't fucking VR. I still have yet to try it. I don't care that much.
I wish I could afford.
It's pretty dope.
A good VR headset.
I think you need
some of the games look so dope. Like there's rhythm games now where you got like your controllers and you're like got lightsabers and you're like smacking blocks to music with your lightsabers and stuff.
I have to admit, I like the videos where the guys are like trick loading their weapons. They'll like hit it off the butt and they'll like flip up and catch it.
Or they'll like throw the thing and like hold the gun out and then like upside down. And
I have
like
to admit, that's pretty cool.
Apparently the Vive, like the actually being able to like pick stuff up is like super precise.
Does it come with
scary.
the peripheral
like you can throw
attachment?
people stuff in VR.
The
and you can just
vibrator?
catch it.
That's cool. Sorry?
Come with the peripheral attachment, the vibrator. When the woman puts it on, it looks like a male penis that she uses.
Oh my
The
god.
vibrator.
Wow.
What the shit, bruh?
Damn, that's brutal.
Yeah, I think he's looking for a sex box or something.
Bro.
That's
Sex
my
box.
sex box.
That's my sex box. Mama, Johnny won't let me have a turn on my sex box.
Oh god.
Keith, what do you think would be amazing if it was announced?
Sex box.
That they're done with fucking Destiny 2.
Oh,
What, you want them to
please.
shut it down?
Shut it down! Don't make any of this stuff.
There's a Destiny 2 expansion coming, Keith.
Yeah. There's already 2
Oh,
out.
What is
I-
dead
the whole
can
game.
never die.
It's gonna fix the whole game.
No, the very last one's gonna fix the whole game, like Destiny 1.
I thought Destiny 1 was better in its original state
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. Well, like in
I mean, the
because and really, when I played Destiny, I only played it for like the first. I played it at launch and for like the first 6 months before they made like
I just need
any
another.
big changes.
Uh,
And that was the best.
I don't know. It's something to supplement my shooter.
Try Eve, bruh. There's a lot of shooting
Steve,
to
you
go
got
down
some
in
nice
Eve.
knees.
There's so much shooting to go down in Eve. There's
But-
some scrub lords on right now that we can go shoot at.
There's
Dude.
Scrub
See,
Lords, alright.
there's two
Scrub
games I love to
Lord?
play.
Yeah, Scrub Lord.
The fuck is Scrub
There's
Lord?
2 games I love
Lords
to play:
of Scrub.
Destiny 1 and Titanfall 2.
That's 2
If
games
they-
that
if
you
they-
like.
If they come out with a new platform and like, because my problem with
Here you go, Keith.
Titanfall 2 is the lobbies suck. You cannot get in
Here
a
you go,
lobby with
Keith.
your friend.
Keith, you
figured
gotta do
out-
me a favor,
Hold
bro.
on. I figured out the perfect blend between those 2 games. It's called Anthem. Have you not looked
I'm-
anything up about it? That's literally what you described. Destiny mixed with Titanfall 2. That's Anthem.
Alright, Keith, I think you just need to get your computer fixed up so you can get down on some RPGs like back in the old days. You too high strung with these shoot 'em games. Keith.
Shoot 'em ups. The shoot 'em ups.
But I get
You gotta
competitive
get
with them.
You
and-
gotta get back on your super nerd RPGs.
You need to play
bro.
some
Yeah.
StarCraft. I
I'm
found an
super into
RTS.
shooting.
Oh, you know
need
what?
to play Path of Exile.
There's an RTS I've been playing. It's actually really nice. It's called Northgrad. You should check that out. It's like
Okay.
$20 or some shit.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. Yeah, actually, it does have
Text me
a.
that
It
shit.
has a mechanic as the year goes about. In
Motherfucker.
December, it fucking goes cold and it like takes more resources and shit, and doesn't come back until February. It's a really good RTS, very similar to StarCraft. in a
You
lot
know
of ways.
what
Really good.
I'm gonna get down on this. What we hope is announced. I
What?
hope Valve announces fucking anything.
No, hell no.
Anything.
Valve has.
They are done making
solely,
games.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
done with games.
They
They
don't
have
give a
solely
damn.
focused
I
on
hope. I really
being
wish
a
they'd
platform for.
Do like,
Moving of games.
Buying
everything
games,
else.
yeah.
Yes. That's
They're
the
making.
worst,
They're
though.
making billions
I love
on that.
all
They're
the
finding
games
billions,
and billions
Then sell the
billions.
fucking properties to a company that wants to make those games.
Nobody wants to make them.
Oh,
Everyone
wait,
wants to
I
play
just
them.
remembered. You know what? The one thing. Have you guys heard of Cyberpunk 2077?
No.
It's AKA Battlefield 5.
No. Y'all heard of The Witcher, right?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Witcher 3. How amazing that game was.
Well,
Never
imagine-
played it because 1 and 2
Imagine
were
The Witcher
Garbo.
3 only in a futuristic sense where there's like androids and shit. Like literally cyberpunk. Imagine The Witcher 3.
I'm not
In that
into
setting.
cyberpunk and shit.
Dude, that would it's being made.
maybe,
They're working on it.
maybe.
I really hope they
Like I'm
show
a dad or
something
something.
about
I
it.
just
I'm
like
a-
fantasy shit. I don't know
I
what's
think-
wrong with me.
I think something I'm noticing about myself is I'm less about like what the world is, and it's really cool and it makes it fun and all that. But I'm more into like the mechanics of it, like how,
Damn, I
how
should,
well
I should
does it
do
play,
that.
Either
I
way.
should do that.
Yeah.
how it plays.
I have to say that's even though I love a lot of games like Titanfall 2, I love the game, but there's no real community. Like you're just
It's
randomly
'cause it's
thrown
a
in a
dead
lobby.
game.
You're randomly thrown in a goddamn lobby. That bugs the shit out of me. I want to play with my friends.
Fuck your friends.
Okay, fuck you then.
I was just kidding. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But I mean, like,
Damn.
I want to know. I've always wanted to create my own community. And
Keith, you want Titanfall 3?
I was getting in that path with Destiny 1. That's one reason why it was a really big thing for me. And then they make Garbo fucking Destiny 2 that I can't fucking. I've thrown my community out the fucking window, pretty much. It was disappointing because I was getting into just becoming a clan leader, like really going for it and going for like 100 plus fucking members and shit.
Keith's the clan leader.
He like really wants a big
He's
clan.
bummed out. Keith loves the multiplayer shit.
It was
Keith loves the social.
Bro, even line.
Bro,
but
did you ride the jet skis in Cabo?
It's not Path of Exile, and it's not a shooter that has those things.
It is a shooter. It's a pew.
I'm telling you, Keith. Look,
and it has the
Anthem.
best fucking community.
Okay, it's not a third person.
Listen, I don't know what Anthem.
Who cares about that?
Third
I don't
person
care what the
or-
game plays like as much as I care.
I don't know what's gonna happen with
Well,
Anthem.
excuse me.
It's probably gonna be a huge flop, like terrible, worse than Destiny.
I like to flop every time.
But there's potential for it to be like what Destiny could have been from the very beginning.
And we
What?
need to get. We need
What
to
was that?
Halo 6.
No.
Halo's been
They're not the
trashed
same
since
game.
Halo 3.
So
Now,
wait,
Reach was pretty
so
good.
what's wrong with Destiny in your opinion? Is it that the lore sucks dick? Because it does.
The lore is awful.
Or
yes.
is it because that the gameplay sucks
Absolutely.
dick? Because it
Because it
does.
does.
I'm not a fan. Okay,
Because
so here's
the
the
people suck
one
it 'cause they
Because
do.
I do.
here's the one thing I liked about Destiny was doing the missions like the strikes and occasionally the raids. Doing that with friends, like the co-op with friends, was
Yes,
the only
absolutely.
good thing about Destiny.
These 6-man raids were the greatest fucking
They're
thing.
the only good thing. I hated the multiplayer. It was trash. It was the most unbalanced piece of crap I ever played. It was terrible.
Titan shoulder OP, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Terrible.
Well,
I
there's
hated
other
multiplayer.
moves that were OP too.
The lore was
Yeah,
crap.
Titan shoulder shotgun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of problems with some of the weird shit. I mean,
Oh, sorry.
the actual thing that got really way too OP on that game was the Titan Flame Guide. The fucking going in.
Oh, I never played when any of that shit was there. I played pre-magical spells.
Pre-magical.
Well, there
spell.
wasn't really magical spells, but when they added... No, they added, like, a weapon, right?
The last 3 sets of classes,
They
they
added
added an extra set of like
Abilities.
to each class. Yeah, those were one of the better things about the game.
I
And they
never-
were way more fun to play around
I
with.
never played that. No, you're right. It was just the group in the raid, you know, the raids mostly.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Nightfalls weren't that hard, so that wasn't fun. Because the
Nightfalls
cool
could be
thing
hard,
is
though. They
the
made
cool
them
thing
pretty hard
about
sometimes.
uh-huh.
The Nightfalls got pretty damn hard sometimes.
Sure, but mostly the problem I have with Destiny, problem I have with Destiny is that scaling difficulty in that game means just adding more fucking health to it, just
Yeah.
making it a bigger sponge, and I fucking hated that. And I liked in the raids where, like, I guess that was part of it.
Freaking Diablo.
That was part of it, but yeah. Oh fuck, Diablo was the worst at that.
They
at
still
the
do.
beginning.
They're just like we need more content. 2 more difficulty levels. Monster HP up, monster damage up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a terrible.
But,
That's
yeah.
one thing.
That's where they need to add, start adding things in that like Path of Exile has.
They just need
like,
to- I think-
actual.
You don't even know the start of it, dude. If you got into this game, even the community, Path of
The
Exile
only
community
reason I
is one of
haven't gone
the
into it
best.
is my computers. I have.
We're all trying to
computer
sell them
curse.
on a different game ring.
Keith, give me your damn computer and I'll fix it for you.
Huh. Just
Alright.
make Path of Exile
I'm
work.
trying to remember what else is gonna pop up in E3.
Plus,
Obviously,
invest
there's
some
gonna be
money
a bunch
into
of Red
it.
Dead 2 shit.
Oh, I want
Oh.
to.
Red Dead, is that going to be on the console
That's a different
for
issue.
real?
We'll talk about
Hold
that
on.
after
Is-
this cast.
Is Red Dead going to be console only?
No.
Hell no,
GTA
dude.
5 is PC, yo.
Yo?
It was.
Okay.
It came like a year
But
late.
it comes, yeah! Fucking
No, it'll-
get fucked, you
It's
PC
gonna no.
scrubs.
It's gonna be the same exact thing. They've already said that's what's gonna happen with this one. It's gonna come to the to the PC later.
Can you let me borrow your Xbox for a little while to play
Which
that?
one?
I don't care. Whichever
Yeah, you
one will
don't
play
have
Red
to.
Dead Redemption.
I know.
Because you're
I
gonna
don't
get it,
wanna play
right?
Red Dead.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming that you're gonna get Red Dead Redemption.
Dude,
too.
I'm super excited for that game.
And
I
I'm
know
assuming
Steve's
that
gonna
you're
get
getting
it.
it on
I'm just gonna
Xbox,
play it
right?
because he
Oh.
has.
You actually gonna play that game with me? Like
Red Dead
multiplayer
Redemption?
shit?
Is there
Yeah,
co-op?
Damn
my
on
wife
that
will watch
multiplayer,
Red Dead Redemption.
Let's get
because,
down on
yeah.
that multiplayer. You gotta be in the group.
Okay,
Doing that
Red Dead has
multiplayer.
What's
multiplayer?
how much?
Red
is
Dead
Yeah.
Redemption 2?
Yeah, the first
Dude,
Red
it's-
Dead had multiplayer.
Dude,
that was the
have you
first
seen
good.
GTA 5's multiplayer, kid?
Oh, they're going with that.
Oh wait, hold up, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Is how close to that?
I
structure?
feel like it's gonna be
Hopefully
in
they do a
between.
couple of things that are better.
I feel like it's gonna be in between the Red Dead, the first Red Dead's multiplayer, and GTA 5.
I don't remember.
I feel
the
like
first
it's gonna
Red
be
Dead's
more like,
multiplayer. I didn't
Instead
play
of buying a million cars, obviously because there's no fucking cars in
Yeah.
1911.
Carts.
It's gonna be more about unlocking better, like purebred horses and shit like that, and unlocking cool stuff like that. More
Better
from
carriages.
leveling up, not from buying stuff. I feel like the buying stuff is gonna be like, I got this sweet ass skin and these sweet ass new cowboy
some
boots.
sweet ass.
You're gonna be like, yeah, I bought these $200 cowboy boots that actually cost me $10. Because you know there's gonna be microtransactions in
I
there.
hate that. I fucking
You know there's
hate
gonna
all
be,
of it.
but
It's cool, but it's lame at the same fucking time.
it's not gonna be like GTA 5 ended up where it's actually pay to win, where you can pay $100 to get a invincible flying
Did your
machine.
turn pay to win? Jesus
Basically,
fucking
yeah.
Christ.
There was like you could do like orbital
Good thing
strikes
I
that
stopped.
could kill like half of the map, and it costs literally like $1 million in-game dollars.
That shit went
which
too
costs
far.
like $20.
Shit went
Yeah.
too far. Anyways.
And then the only time they got pissed at people is when some people were giving away free money.
Do you still have? Do you still
It's
have
like,
the?
what? You get pissed off
Cal,
at
do
somebody
you still
giving
have
away?
the schedule brought up?
See, that's one thing I didn't get about games that.
that all it is? Is just till Tuesday?
Yep.
Okay. So.
That's one thing I didn't get about games that closed off cheating, but that they only did it when the ones that only did it when. Oh, did this guy like duped all this money and then gave it all away?
What is Devolver Digital?
I don't
He's
know who the
banned.
fuck.
I'm trying to remember.
Why?
They're
Why is
making
he
something-
banned when,
I think
when
they're
there's
making
people
something
cheesing
back.
the whole damn game, being complete pricks about it? That's why I stopped playing fucking GTA 5. Because everybody was jumping people and just fucking hella cheesing everybody.
Hella cheesing
Alright.
Or whatever. I might have
Alright.
misused that phrase, but whatever.
Alright, so let's be done with some video games here. Before we're gonna, instead of a mini game, we're just gonna play a couple rounds of Cards Against Humanity today. Liam, because I have a couple $100 worth of cards here.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's.
That's like $200 worth of cards.
Oh
here,
my god.
You
yeah,
have-
shit's expensive, bro. When you get the expansions, don't be reading them preemptively.
And
Dak.
well, just remind me again how the game works, please.
Oh, it's super easy. We'll get to it. Anyone got any stories happen lately?
What? I thought
Any
you
any
wanted-
real life stories before we get this bitch going?
No.
No, nothing
Tara's
good.
beautiful this year.
Damn, this year and this year only. Go now, kids.
Well, I mean, like, it's extra beautiful this year, and I mean, this is one thing that's gonna suck for a lot of people that want to go. There's no beach, like the water's taking over.
What happened, Keith? Did someone steal the beach of Tom?
Well, okay, there's the beaches that like are like open and everybody knows
I
about.
love
that,
some
that-
beaches.
they have plenty of space, but the ones that are like, you know, you have to go on a hiking trail for a mile or two, that I think are the ones that are worth it. They're all the water's up so high that you have very few places to actually lay your.
Lay your head.
Well, yeah, lay down on the
You
beach.
lay
But
your
for
head in
me,
the sand.
the
Keith
fun,
likes
the fun
the
part was never
nude
that.
beach.
It was either the water or rock hopping.
I
Rock
thought
hopping
he
is-
was about to say rock hard.
He was rock hard the whole time.
My
For
freak.
listening.
I got something that cracks me up. My son, he's like a little one-word wonder. He walks around and just says like either part of a word with like skipping the end of it, or just like one word of a sentence and shit. But he's really into crackers right now, like Cheez-Its.
Oh yeah.
So he's just like always asking for Cheez-Its, but he says crack. So he walks around going crack, crack, crack.
That
it's just like,
sucks.
So we're just like taking him in the house and shit outside on the street, and I'm like, dude, don't forget your crack. Getting him out of the car. Grab your crack.
You're reinforcing it now.
So bad.
Said no, you don't get any crack before bed. No crack for you. You need to kick the habit.
I could just imagine in like first grade.
It's bad,
snack
but it's
time.
fun.
He's like, "Yo, teach, let me get some crack."
He was actually in preschool. Today was the last day of preschool.
Oh shit.
But yeah. I can't imagine the words that he's been saying, teaching the other kids the crack. And
You guys need some crack? Look, this is the best crack here. I swear to God.
my wife was like dropped something today, and she's like, shit. And he's like, shit.
Nah.
And she like paused for a second, then she looks at me and she goes, I think it's a funny word.
That's pretty good.
She likes the word shit. But anyway, let's do some of these Cards Against Humanity. Steve's just looking shit up. What are you doing over there, Steve?
more E3 stuff.
Oh man.
Why are you so?
All right,
obsessed?
so everyone
Figure
get
out-
5 white cards here.
I was trying to figure out what.
Yes, I know.
Oh, a big thing that Ubisoft has got going on is Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Everyone grab 5 of these white cards. You got 5 there, Kyle?
Nice.
Would you discard those?
Get rid of them. Throw them out.
I didn't
Whoa,
look at it.
shit. Queeping.
I took way too many. I was only
Really?
Yeah, a couple.
Alright, who's the last person to poop?
In love with you.
I don't know.
I pooped right before I left my house.
Wow, I could say
Way
I
last
pooped
night.
like right
Okay.
before you walked in the door.
Really?
No, but
Okay,
I could
you're
say
a
that.
Alright, that means I go first.
Didn't-
Yes! Alright, the first card. Old MacDonald had blank E-I-E-I-O.
No double blanks.
Old MacDonald had blank E-I-E-I-O. Alright.
All right. How do we win Brad here? Do we go dark? Or
Alright, so for anyone who
silly?
hasn't played Cards Against Humanity, we all get white cards. One person who's the card czar draws a black card and he reads it, and then people have to use their cards to fill in the blank, and the card czar will read them out and pick whichever one he thinks is the funniest, and that person gets the black card, and it's a point. So, are these all in? These it right here? My 3 cards? Alright.
I think I got the one.
You got the one? Alright.
I think Brad planted that card at the top.
I did not. I
think
I
he
swear to
planted- That's his
goodness.
favorite card.
I swear to
think he planted
goodness.
that
I
at the
swear to
top.
goodness. I haven't seen it forever. Alright. Old MacDonald had a giant squid in a wedding gown. E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had too much edibles. E-I-E-I-O.
It's from the weed pack.
Yeah, it is from the weed pack. This is my weed pack expansion. Old MacDonald had telling a shitty story that goes nowhere. E-I-E-I-O.
That did kind of go nowhere.
Yeah. Too much edibles, obviously.
Got him.
Got him. Kyle gets a point. Alright, so we're going clockwise.
Do I have to draw a new card, right?
Yeah, you should always have 5.
Yeah, make sure you always have 5 in hand, and you draw a black card.
Who, me?
Yes, sir. You're the card czar, so you don't get to play on this one.
I'm sorry, sir, but your insurance plan doesn't cover injuries caused by blank.
Yeah, boy. Going all out. Ain't saving no cards.
I'm sorry, sir, but your insurance plan doesn't cover injuries caused by Gogurt. Oh, shit. How in the fuck did you do that? I'm really sorry, sir, but your insurance plan does not cover getting shot out of a cannon? Oh, you fucking picked the wrong one, didn't you? I'm sorry, sir. Your insurance plan doesn't cover injuries caused by anal beads. Oh god, it's fucking this one.
Anal beads?
Anal beads?
Anal beads.
What's wrong with Gogurt, damn it?
That was pretty good though, man. Close second. Yeah, I gonna lie. Where do I put these right here?
Yeah, throw them on that.
Okay.
I love this game, man. This game is so funny.
Best you go back where you came from now. We don't take too kindly to blank in these parts.
Oh my god. Woo! Suddenly.
This card is very fitting.
I'm wasting this card on keep, but I do it for the jokes for me.
Really?
Woo!
Alright, I guess.
OCD.
I don't have a good one for
Alright,
this one.
Keith, read it up for us.
Best you go back where you came from. Now, we don't take too kindly to math in these parts.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Best you go back where you came from. Now, we don't take too kindly to Academy Award winner
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Oh, why?
I feel lost on that one.
I told you, wasted that card.
Best you go back where you came from. Now, we don't take too kindly to the Force in these parts.
The Force?
That's what it says.
Alright, which one wins?
Which one do you like the most?
Well, since I don't know who Marilyn Streep is.
You don't know who Meryl Streep is? Oh, boy.
Math is pretty funny.
Yeah,
Math is
Brad
pretty
gets
funny.
it. Alright, Steve, hit us home.
Take out math down here.
Yeah. Everybody in the club blank.
Everybody
Oh,
in
my
the
God.
club.
That's great.
Not getting anything? It's just everybody in the club?
Everybody in the club.
Oh, this is dark.
Oh my God, I got two really good
This
ones,
is
and I'm just
dark.
not sure
Oh,
which one will
there you
win.
go.
Anyone?
Why you, Keith, I'm gonna accidentally see it. Put it up there. What are you doing?
There you go. Alright.
I don't do that.
My car waiting
That's
on
like glass in
I got
around
two
me.
really good ones, right? And they're like on both sides of the scale, and I just don't know which one.
Yeah, sniff them. Sniff it out. Which one's
If I
best?
own a house,
Which one smells slightly different?
Is this guy silly or fucked up? That's what I want to know.
Both.
No, man. Okay.
Alright, they're all up, Steve.
Alright, everybody in the club kissing grandma on the forehead and turning off her lights. Everybody in the club, unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks. Everybody in the club, a homoerotic volleyball montage. Kissing grandma on the forehead. Yes!
Wait, so would have that one won you over?
Don't show him the card.
It doesn't matter.
That one would have won. That one would have won.
I should. I went with the one that I thought was
got the
fucked up
cards.
over the one that I thought was.
Alright,
Yeah,
so what are
now.
you doing?
I'm just
Get rid of
throwing
that
it away.
Oh.
That
Right.
one would have won for sure, dude.
God
I'll
damn
draw one more card here, and then I'll draw my
Oh yeah,
black
it
card.
was going to bed at a reasonable time. Everybody in the club going to bed at a reasonable time.
I thought that was silly, funny. I
Alright,
thought the other one was hilarious, fucked up. That's what I liked about it.
alright, ladies and gentlemen. TSA guidelines now prohibit blank on airplanes. Alright, ladies and
I have to be
gentlemen.
creative. Have to be.
I believe.
TSA guidelines now prohibit happy daddies with happy sandals on airplanes.
God, I feel like that one beat mine.
Get out of here, you happy son of a bitch.
TSA guidelines now prohibit poopy diapers on airplanes.
And rightfully so, honestly.
TSA guidelines now prohibit owls, the perfect predator, on airplanes. As always, I love happy daddies with happy sandals.
Yes, right here. Yes.
I knew that one
I
beat
think I'm
it.
winning.
Alright, Kyle. So we'll do 3 rounds.
Dear Abby, I'm having some trouble with blank, and I would like your advice.
There you go, Kyle.
Oh God. All I can say about that card I just picked, it's not too soon anymore. But some Americans will think it was. Oh my God. And always will be.
Dear Abby, I'm having some trouble with Russian super tuberculosis, and I would like your advice. Dear Abby? What the fuck? I have no idea. I'm sticking with it. I'm having some trouble with a pyramid of severed heads. Wow. And I would like your advice, please. Abby! I'm having some trouble with the weed element who gets everyone high.
It's weed elemental, bro.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, weed elemental who gets everyone high. Whatever. Fucking get over it.
Fucking get over it.
That one's clearly Brad, so now we have bias here. And I would like your advice.
You want my advice?
Oh, man. Oh, well, it's not Brad's, I'll tell you that.
Why, you dick? It was funny.
A weed elemental who gets everyone high.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Honestly, is this from the?
No, it's actually not. I don't think.
A pyramid of 7 heads, and I would like your advice, dear Abby. Please fucking help me.
Dear Abby, this weirdo is reading these cards. It's fucking stupid.
I think it's
like
perfect.
your advice.
I'll try a stupider one next time. How about that? A stupider.
Why am I laughing, crying, and
And shitting?
and taking off my clothes?
Oh, why am I... Yeah.
What?
Why am I laughing, crying, and taking off my clothes?
Where's the blank?
No, why? Why am I?
It is,
Answer me!
Why am I laughing and crying and taking off my clothes?
Oh. Anything related to weed would be funny at this point.
Yeah, mine's related to weed.
Marijuana. Go ahead, Keith.
Okay. Apparently, I am laughing, crying, and taking off my clothes because...
You can't say it like that, then it ruins
Just
it.
read the card normally.
Why am I laughing and crying and taking off my clothes?
Agriculture. I don't get how that works, but okay. Why am I laughing, crying, and take off my clothes? Child abuse.
Woo!
Damn.
Yo, alright.
Damn.
Fair
That's
enough.
funnier than the
Ouch.
agriculture, that's for sure. Definitely
He's
way
calling-
dark, though.
He's calling you out. Agriculture sucks.
I know. Brutal.
Why
savage shit.
am I laughing and crying and taking off my clothes? Almost giving money to homeless person. Okay, child abuse.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Almost Kyle,
Mine was better.
Kyle laughs so much harder at his own
Yeah,
than
of
anyone
course I
else's.
did. Of course I
He's
did.
like, I love it so much.
I picked
Steve,
it. It
it
was
is home.
mine. It was mine.
Hi, this is Jim from accounting. We noticed a $1,200 charge labeled blank. Can you explain?
There you go.
A charge labeled blank.
Charge label blank.
Alright.
I just think that one's gonna be a chuckle, but let's see what happens.
Hi,
Yeah, I don't
this is
like
Jim
mine
from
either.
accounting. We noticed a $1,200 charge labeled a self-microwaving burrito. Can you explain?
I
We
think
noticed
like
a 1,200 charge labeled crushing the patriarchy. Can you explain?
well,
We noticed a 1,200 charge labeled a sofa that says, I have style, but I like to be comfortable. That one.
Yeah.
I won
So dumb.
Damn. All right, boys. Last round. So it'll end on. It starts on me, end on Steve. So.
Oh boy.
Mom's to-do list. Buy groceries. Clean up blank. Soccer practice. I love watching people's little grins as they put cards
Dark.
down. Those are my favorite.
oh, I can't
What
believe
the
I
heck?
played
There's
that one.
fucking, like, literally, what's it called? A label maker.
Yeah,
It's a
that's one of
custom
Brad's. It's
That's one I made.
Did you cover something up, or is
No,
that,
blank
there's
cards.
blank cards.
That's
So
pretty-
instead of write them with pen or whatever, I use labels.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
Mom's to-do list. Buy groceries. Clean up, discovering that what I really want in life is to kill people and have sex with their corpses. Soccer practice.
Jesus.
Mom's to-do list. Buy groceries. Clean up the Great Depression. Soccer practice.
Oh,
You can't clean that up. That's gonna take a long
Mom's
time.
to-do list. Buy groceries. Clean up liberals. Soccer practice. Liberals.
Yes.
oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
It wasn't grammatically very
The
good.
long one?
Yeah.
It was
A long
funny,
one
though.
can be
funny,
good if
but
it
It's funny,
fits.
yeah. All right,
Oh, it's my turn.
Kyle.
I thought it was.
It was good.
By the way,
It was
Kyle
really
won
good.
that last one.
What never fails to liven up the party?
This is one of my favorite cards.
What was it again?
What never fails to liven up the party?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nachos.
Dude, that sounds amazing. I want a nacho.
All right, shuffle her up, Kyle. Shuffle her up.
Oh yeah, well, I'm
He's not paying attention anyway.
I wasn't paying attention.
That's the way to do it. Just not pay attention.
A salad for men that's made of metal.
You're a bitch.
That's what never fails to liven up the party.
Just read the card normally.
Always got to start with the card. It kills
Dude,
it otherwise.
No. But it's a question.
Yeah, but read.
So I'm answering the fucking question.
Yeah, but it reads better when you read the.
No, it doesn't.
First. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I don't agree with that. Okay.
Only-
what never
only
fails to
your head
okay.
does it not.
Okay. I mean,
No.
you can make it work either way. You can make it work either way. In my opinion, I don't like it first. What never fails to liven up the party? Loud and scary thunder, I tell you.
I think it depends on the card.
I guess that does. What never? I saw the last one that I'm gonna read, and it's my favorite. So the last one wins. What never fails to liven up the party? A salad for men that's made of metal.
You already read that one.
Well, I said it out of fucking. So I'm trying to make it right by you. I'm sorry.
Wait, didn't you
What
only
never
read two
fails?
cards? Oh,
Shut
okay.
up.
Okay.
You were very confused.
What never fails to liven up the party? An ass disaster, I tell you. It's fantastic. Who gets the card?
I don't want that card. That voice.
What's wrong with that voice to you?
Oh, that was good.
I think it's.
Oh wait, no.
It's him. It's Keith.
Yeah.
He's like, it gets me going.
An ass disaster, I tell you.
Oh boy. Why do I keep on getting big ones? I don't know.
What is it?
That's what she said.
Do you want to redraw? You
Get
don't
a
like
different one then, Keith. My goodness.
it? Goodness gracious, great bombs of fire.
Let's finish this bitch up.
Oh, I have a really good one.
Oh
for
god,
this
this is gonna go somewhere. As reparations for slavery, all African Americans will receive blank.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
This is
Oh
gonna
my
go
God.
bad. This is gonna be bad.
Oh my god. Oh, I had two that would be pretty good, but I think this one is.
This is gonna be bad.
Alright.
I can't even.
As
hit.
reparations for slavery, all African Americans will receive AIDS monkeys.
Oh my god.
Win.
Oh my god.
As fuck my
You know, I'm not sure that's not entirely accurate.
As reparations for slavery, all African Americans will receive a boo boo. Brad, was that you?
The smaller it is, the funnier it is.
As reparations for slavery, all African Americans will receive a horse riding a man.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That one broke me. Who's the horse?
That's me.
Kyle with my custom card. Yes.
Terrible.
Custom card
Steve,
doing
finish
its
this
job.
off.
Oh
bro.
my god.
Oh, Steve, I bereave.
Oh, okay. That's a double. Do we want to do a double?
Yes.
Hell yeah, finish off with
Oh.
a double, bro.
I don't know if
Let me
it'll
grab
fit
that.
really well though.
Go for it.
Would you grab 6 or 5?
It's in a pinch. Blank can be a suitable substitute for blank. I don't know if that'll fit very well though.
It'll work for me. Double to finish this off.
The one you read first is on the bottom.
So don't even draw
Thank
these.
you,
We're
sir.
not.
Yeah, this is the
Yep,
last.
the last one.
All right. In a pinch, not vaccinating my children because I'm stupid. Can be a suitable substitute for who really did 9/11.
Oh, what the fuck? That's a crazy.
In a pinch, a hungry man frozen Christmas dinner for one can be a suitable substitute for the economy.
What?
In a pinch, famine can be a suitable substitute for a negative body image that is totally justified.
Well.
I'm gonna go with the not vaccinating my children.
Yes! Damn. You know what? I think
That
Keith
card,
won.
that card just kills me.
How
not
many you got,
vaccinating my
Keith?
children. 'Cause
I think
I'm
me and him are
stupid.
tied. I think it's 4-4, right?
Yep.
Oh, I got
Oh, we
three.
gotta do. Should we do a tiebreaker? Because I have 2. Do a tiebreaker for those two, Brett.
Okay.
And I'll just throw mine in there, and if I win, then
if
screw both
one
of
of
them.
us doesn't win,
No, it'll be alright.
All right.
are we just gonna head-to-head between he and I?
No,
All right, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
I don't have my cards anymore, so just you two then.
Behind every powerful man is blank. Tiebreaker, boys. Tiebreaker, boys.
Should I throw mine in there?
No.
No.
Behind every powerful man is blank.
Oh.
You and I will vote.
Oh yes. That's good.
Wait, no, Keith.
What if we both vote for something different?
Well, then there'll be a tiebreaker for that. All right. Behind every powerful man is destroying a pair of underwear. Yes. Keith is broken. Behind every powerful man is the milkman. Those are both amazing.
I think I vote the milkman.
Oh, yeah, the milkman. Oh, God, I got it. But destroying the pair of underwear.
And he is totally fucking your wife.
Behind every powerful man is the
I just
milkman.
imagine-
No, he's just got your back. I got your back, bro. You go get that
Oh.
phone.
I don't
That
got a
was a
job anymore because
battle.
we don't deliver milk like that, but I got you, Holmes.
Oh god, that was
Why
a battle
would
and
I
it
Cholo?
destroyed me.
Okay.
Milkman a cholo.
What? A white guy can't say Holmes?
No, he can't.
Holmes?
Okay, that was fun and ridiculous. I recommend everyone go buy Cards Against Humanity.
Each expansion makes your life better.
I don't know about making your life better, but it sure
Every time you
amounts
buy
for some more
expansion, you
giggles.
lose 10 pounds.
Oh,
And
I
$1
think
million.
the count doubles.
I think I'd be too stressed out without Cards Against Humanity by now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a stress relief for Keith.
It-
Try booze.
I tried that. I
Oh,
think I'd
this one's
rather-
probably hilarious. Steve,
It's probably
Quick go.
hilarious.
how did I lose my virginity? Find one that
Daddy's
makes it
credit
amazing.
Did you say Daddy's credit card?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That was beautiful.
I'm
was
sorry.
I
beautiful.
love that card. Daddy's credit card.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. We've been missing Josh. We had to record this on short notice, so it's probably dumb as shit. But if your first episode,
I don't know. This might be one of our best.
oh, you crazy! You just like Cards Against Humanity that much.
What's the worst?
This is your first episode. Our podcast is available on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, YouTube. And you should go subscribe to those freaking things. Because
Yo,
Maybe.
we release one of these every 2 damn weeks.
I'll
What's
think
up?
about it.
we should put the podcast on Spotify as well. They have a podcast section.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
look for it on
think I was
Spotify.
working on it, but then I got lazy. So yeah, I'll put it on there. Look for it on Spotify. Maybe Steve will put it on there for us.
Yes,
I don't know how
Steve.
to do that.
Use
Well,
the bitch.
You're going to figure it out.
Hey, you got a dad joke for us?
Yeah, Daddy.
Everybody clean their butts as usual. But I noticed that we went like 10 episodes without ever saying
We did.
that. Yeah.
Say what
So,
you want about
we're a bunch of
pedophiles.
failures.
At least they drive slow
I
in
didn't-
school zones.
Oh, snap.
That's not a dad joke, but it's really good.
I don't know if I want to end on that one.
Why don't hillbillies like reverse cowgirl?
Hmm.
Because you never turn your back on family.
Oh.
Good
idea.
Where are you going with this? This has been an awkward recording.